Alright guys, this is the video lecture for chapter 5.3, and today we are going to be talking about the factors that are affecting supply. Okay, so the changes in quantity supplied. Alright, so we learned in chapter 5.1 that we're going to be always constantly changing the amount that we're willing and able to supply to the market. And this could be because an increase in price or a decrease in price. Well, that is the change in quantity demanded, or change in quantity supplied. Excuse me, guys. Um, this is the amount that producers are willing to sell based on increase or decrease in price. So, as a producer, are you guys needing to constantly keep in mind that we are looking at the prices? We want to know how much we're going to be needing to raise the prices of our good to make sure that we continue making a profit. That'll make more sense as we get further on. The minimum price is set to hopefully not have a net loss. And guys, a net loss is just when production costs are more than the net profit, and that is equal to a loss. Okay? Like I was saying earlier, if the price is going up, the quantity supplied is going to be going up. And same thing if the price is decreasing. If the price is decreasing, the quantity that we're willing and able to sell at that price is going to be going down also. 6 factors that change supply. All right, guys, factor number 1 is obviously going to be how much it's going to cost to make that good. And those are called input costs. It is the price of resources needed to produce a good or service. Okay, so if you guys are talking about producing ice cream and the price of milk goes up, that's obviously going to affect your guys' supply, because now you guys are going to have to increase the price or supply less to make a profit still. Factor number 2 is labor productivity. Labor productivity is the amount of goods or services that a person can produce in a given time. Okay, there are a few ways that we can influence the change in labor productivity, and those are going to be specialized division of labor, which allows for more goods or services being made at lower costs. And this could be just simply dividing tasks to workers who are more effective at getting that task done in a quicker fashion of time, quicker time span, and better trained or more skilled workers. Guys, you guys will quickly find out that in the workforce there's constantly trainings or constantly safety meetings. This is so that you guys can be better trained or more skilled or know how to avoid getting hurt on the job, because it helps with productivity numbers. Okay, guys, you do not need to rewrite the title, but you guys do need to continue writing down the factors. Factor number 3 is going to be technology. Guys, I'm sure you guys already know that the iPhone or Android that you guys currently have in your hand was not the same type of phone that I had when I first got my first phone. I had the little Nokia brick. Okay, technology is making everything easier to use. It's making everything easier to get done. It's easier to get research done, okay? Well, technology in a business is absolutely no different, okay? The technology is allowing us to apply scientific methods and discoveries into the production process so that we know which works better, okay? Early cavemen used their tools and or farming tools. Now we're using robots to help make cars, phones, computers, really everything. We are using some type of robot. When was the last time you guys went to McDonald's and ordered on one of those kiosks, or went to Walmart and paid at a self checkout? And the reason why we're implementing technology is because it is all about efficiency. And I'm sure you guys can tell that it's a major factor in today's world, if not the biggest factor already. Factor number 4 is government action. Guys, believe it or not, government action plays a big role in producers. Um, and this could be in the form of a bunch of different things, whether it be subsidies or taxes or government bailouts. It can be in multiple different areas. Okay. One of the biggest is going to be tax. And one of the taxes is called an excess tax. And this is tax is a production tax that is put on specific goods or services that are deemed unhealthy. So we can see these on tobacco products, maybe even alcohol products, and sodas and maybe candy. This tax is put into place to hopefully discourage supply. Hopefully people are now making less of that product so that that way there's less of it out there for people to demand. Okay? Taxes are tend to decrease supply. Like I was saying earlier, subsidies are tend to increase supply. Okay? Subsidies are government payments that are supposed to help suppliers produce the products. And usually you're only getting a subsidy if it's a positive product. Okay? This could be um health foods. This can be um new technologies that are helping produce extra work, you know. It could be all kinds of different things, guys. And factor number 5, okay, this is the producer expectations. If a producer thinks demand is going to be up, it will increase the production and vice versa. So guys, I want you guys to think about it for a second. You guys are older, you guys are starting to buy Christmas gifts for everybody or birthday gifts. During Christmas, what is it that you're buying a lot more of? Okay, does your demand go up during Christmas time? Well, if your demand is going up, well, then supply is going to be going up too. This is one area where producers automatically know that there's going to be an increase in supply. Producers know that there are times within the year that there's going to be increases in supply or decreases in supply. So they prepare for this stuff. That way they don't have too much out on the market or they don't have too little out on the market. They can still continue to make the most amount of money possible. This is sometimes leading to artificial supply and demand. And that can be like Apple and its new iPhones. Just because the Apple iPhone, what is it, 14 that they're on now, it is going to be released sometime in the next year, that does not mean that your iPhone 13 is bad. You don't need to go out and buy a new one. You're wanting that new one because it's the newest thing out there. And that would be considered artificial supply and demand. They're producing their own they're producing their own demand. Factor number 6, and this is called the numbers of producers. Guys, I need you guys to pay attention a little bit more closely right here because this one might be pretty confusing. Okay? The number of producers is the total number of people out there producing or supplying that good or service. Okay, there are a couple of different things that can affect the number of producers out there. One of them is going to be the, or this is going to be changing based on ideas. But we know that if there are new successful ideas, they are going to be copied by somebody, by others. Okay, let's look at the um. Let's look at an example. Most of you guys play some type of sport or in some type of competitive region, right? Um, if you guys are watching a sport and you guys just happen to play that sport, do you guys pick up on little things that these guys might do that you're watching? That way you can implement it into your game. Well, that is the same idea. You're stealing something because it was successful for them and trying to make it yours or make it a version of yours. That is that. Okay? This is increasing the competition, but it also has a big effect on the supply of a product. Okay? And I need you guys to go ahead and do these lecture questions. There are going to be on page 147. I do not need you guys to write down the questions, just write down the answers. Um, for figures 5.10, 5.11, and 5.12, I do need you guys to recreate those in your notebook though. But that is the only thing that I need you guys to write down other than your answer.